Hi guys, welcome to another product review on Fougere Family Adventures. If you are new to our YouTube channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button on the bottom of your screen. And also, if you want to get some notifications from us, make sure you hit that little bell so you can get our latest and greatest videos that we've got coming out. So without further ado, here is our Ego slider net that we purchased exclusively for kokanee fishing. We use this net for rainbow trout fishing now, and it works great. It's a beautiful net, but we wanted to kind of run you guys through the pros and the cons of what we found in this net over the last couple of years. Now to start, this isn't actually the original handle. The original handle is right here, and we will talk about that in a minute. The net itself is original. It does have a tear here. The net itself broke, and we bought this net at Wholesale Sports, which, as most of you know, is no longer in business. I'm not 100% sure where you can find this net at this time, but if anybody knows, please make a comment below, or I will search out some sources for you guys and put them in the description of this video. This net itself is supposed to float. I haven't really tried it out yet. I've been too nervous in the middle of the lake when I think about it. I did lose a net. I lost a trout net, so I purchased a couple other nets and tried a few nets over the years. This net here, though, is supposed to float. It's got a great rubber netting. We want to talk about this rubber netting. It did break, like I said earlier, but I sent an email to Ego, and they were, no questions asked, 100% on board. They said, okay, we'll send you a new one. I've had this new net right here in this box, and I just want to pull it out here and show you guys that they have sent us, and I'm going to run this net as long as I can. I actually see that I have another tear here. So this net is slowly starting to fall apart. We've had this net, I believe, 2 years now. And this is the backup net that they have sent us to replace the one that's torn. Great rubber material. It's super, super gentle and flexible. I mean, don't pull it too hard, you don't want to break it. But they sent us this replacement net here that goes on top of here. Got some instructions for it. It's great, no questions asked, like I said. So that was a big plus for us when we first got this net. Now, obviously, this net extends. Now, let's see if we can get it to work and see if we can, hopefully you can see that all on camera. So this net extends here for you guys. Now, we've got our tape measure. The furthest extent of the net, all the way to the end, we're 84 inches, maybe a little bit longer. So 84 inches, but if you're looking at your reach and your fish is in about the middle and you're holding the handle, you got about a 6-foot reach on this net, which is great. This net, you can reach out behind your boat, grab that kokanee so it doesn't pop off. Most kokanee are lost right at the boat. So this will, before the kokanee has a chance to go berserk, it'll help you land that fish. So we've talked about a few things there. I just want to touch on all the pros and the cons, things that we've kind of like and dislike about this net. Now, what happened with the original handle was I was having two issues. I was having an issue where when you open this extender, you press this little button and you close it, it was getting very hard to open. So it wasn't sliding very well. I sent another email to Ego, I sent a second one, and they really didn't think, like, there's not much they could do. It also had, on the end here, I have electrical tape, if you can see that I tried before they sent me the replacement handle. This little cap here, good, it's on solid. This little plastic cap ended up coming off at the end. And what they have is a foam handle, which is it's super soft, it's nice for the touch, but this original handle was ripping. So this plastic piece here came off, and the foam itself, when I was grabbing on the end, was actually ripping, and the foam started ripping off, and it's just an aluminum handle under here. It's nothing fancy. And so they made an upgrade. They went to a different style of foam, and the end here hasn't fell out yet, so that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So I do have this original handle that I can use. I may put it on this net, I'm not entirely sure. The only thing that I don't have that's not new is this floater handle and the actual outside piece itself. Now I've noticed, whether this is just me being picky, when I move this, can you hear that? It's kind of got some play in it now. I don't know if that was there before, I can't say for sure. Not a big deal. But what has been happening, there's two things that are happening here with my new handle. Now it's working, there you go. So this red piece here is supposed to actually stay with the bottom piece here. It looks like it was glued on at one point. And so it's actually, if I can get it to go, it's actually supposed to stay there. So when I open and close this net, it's supposed to work. There you go. See, it's not working now. So this red handle piece is actually broken. And we use this obviously every time we go fishing. This net gets a lot of use, so we put this thing through the test. And that's kind of one thing that's disappointing. You can, once you get it in place, once you kind of snap these nets in place, it doesn't go anywhere. It's got a little locking device. So it still works. We still use this on our boat when we go. What also happens, now I don't know if it's just wear and tear, this is just a turn-on handle here, okay, like a broomstick. This part actually starts coming undone when we land all our fish. So we had a really awesome day. Our family got 16 kokanee one day. We're catching kokanee left, right, and center. But this net it was just starting to move on us, so it wasn't quite square when we go to land it. Not a big deal, you can still land a fish. But just so you know, this was coming loose as well. I will send an email to Ego again about this part of the handle being broken and see what they do. But I feel that I've done everything that I possibly can. We've just about replaced this net twice now. And it will keep catching fish, but I may venture out and try some new nets. I'm more concerned about the type of rubber. This rubber here, super soft. My barbed hooks that I'm using for those kokanee, they don't get stuck in this net at all. So you just basically just take the hook out. It's amazing. Every other net I've had, if you're using a barb, it gets stuck in there. Now, catch and release fishing, not a big deal. Most of the other nets, you got a barbless hook. If I'm going catch and release most of the time on barbless, I will just use a different net. But this net here for barbed hooks, absolutely amazing. So, pros and cons, would I buy this net again? If there wasn't anything else on the market, probably, just because of the reach. The pros are the extension, the pros are the rubber, and I would say the pros are the floating ability, which I haven't tried out yet. The cons is the fact that this thing keeps falling apart. I mean, we fish hard. We fish this thing all the time, and this rubber should last hopefully a lifetime, but it just doesn't seem to be lasting very long. It's not as sturdy as it should be. So I'm not sure if there's any other product out there that we can try. We will start searching for next year, but we're going to continue to use this net this year. We'll replace the net this year or next year, and then we'll go from there. As for the handle, I may stick my old handle back on and just see. I just don't like the grip that I've made. I made a grip trying so that I don't lose it out of the electrical tape, and it just gets all sticky and kind of gross and disgusting. What you can also do is there's painters, handles that you can buy. I might actually try the one that I have in my basement, and I might just plug it in here and see if that works. And if that does work, then these two handles go bye-bye, and I'm just going to use the top of the net. So that is a kind of rambling gear review of our Ego slider net. Love this net, love the extension, love the ability to catch fish with it. It pairs up quite nicely with our ugly stick rods. The other rods that are 7 feet long, you just got to kind of work them into the net a little bit more, but the extension on this net to catch kokanee helps tremendously. So if you like this video, please subscribe if you haven't already. Please share this video around, please tell your friends, and let's get people into fishing. Thank you.